Welcome back, dear viewers, and Infinite Horizons. Investment or investing today, shaping tomorrow. This is the slogan of the FII8, the slogan of the Future Investment Initiative in the Saudi capital of Riyadh, which has been taken place yesterday in the Saudi capital of Riyadh, with the participation of his Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli on behalf of President Abdel al-Sisi. Why this conference is actually important in such a critical and crucial time? Because we are tackling on the investment to let us pass through all the challenges which we are facing nowadays. Also, we are trying to give the private sector better and maximize the role of the private sector. Also, not depending on the fossil fuel, and to transfer to the renewable and new energies. This is what we are, or what's on the top of the agenda of such conference. And we're going, of course, to discuss all the topics on the top of the agenda of this important, of the 8th edition of the FII, with our dear guest, Dr. Maged Abdel Azim, Professor of Economics. Dr. Maged, it's a great pleasure having you with us.
Good morning. Firstly, my greetings to you and the viewers.
Infinite Horizons, investing today, shaping tomorrow. This is the slogan of the 8th edition of the FII. How, first of all, you find the slogan of the conference first?
It's very clear from the slogan that you mentioned, no doubt, that there is a great importance for holding such a conference that support investment in the region in order to increase the volume of trade exchange and maximize the benefits from the relative advantage of each country, improve the position of the trade balance, and create job opportunities as well to retreat the problem of unemployment, which leads to increased incomes and improve living standards for the people. And it's very clear from the keen of our President Abdel Sisi and his Prime Minister and all the government and the states to be sharing in this very important.
Yep. Yes, Dr. Maged. The investment, it's actually the name of the conference. It's the the 8th edition of the Future Investment Initiative Conference. So, how do you believe that investment can catalyze the prosperous and sustainable future for not only for Saudi Arabia but also for the whole country, for all countries?
Yes, of course. Also, there is no doubt that the comprehensive and sustainable development that the Egyptian state is undertaking and keen on under the guidance of His Excellency President Abdel Sisi, and the major national projects that have been implemented, and a strong infrastructure as well as interest and supporting and encouraging as well the private sector to increase the investment and to participate in the economy and increasing its participation as well in development by providing incentives and issuing of procedures as well as a set of laws stimulating and encouraging investment, the local investment and the foreign investment as well. Encouraging investment and creating the appropriate climate to attract investment. All these issues pushing the investment towards success and increasing local and Arab and foreigner investment as well.
Yeah. The Premier actually, he delivered yesterday the speech of Egypt on behalf of President Abdel Sisi on front of the conference yesterday. He mentioned that Egypt had taken appropriate steps to pave the way for all investments through incentives and through facilities. also paving the way for the private sector to maximize its participation and contribution to the development. How you find the steps we are tackling in referring to the state's ownership document?
It's very clear that the Egyptian state's efforts to create an investment climate and to attract more local and foreign investments besides the location for Egypt, there is many steps that the government did. For example, number one, providing security and safety by implementing tourism, issuing new laws and amending the old laws to become more stimulating and encouraging for the investment, making amendments and improvements to the tax and customs systems, tax compensation for certain periods for projects in new industrial cities, facilitating and simplifying investment procedures, creating the electronic portal and clarifying investment opportunity, their types and regions as well, working on stabilize the exchange rate, freedom of entry and exit of capital, all these procedures and more. The Egyptian state did it to encourage the investors to come to Egypt because Egypt has a very unique location and very also resources, the human resources and the natural resources as well, and the cooperation between Egypt and the other countries and Saudi Arabia will make more income for the people and will improve the climate of investment in each of the countries.
Yeah, as you mentioned, and concerning our great strategic location, we talk about, of course, we've got to talk about energy and the energy security, which had His Highness yesterday, Khalid Al-Falih, mentioned this several times, the security of energy. Also, the Premier mentioned yesterday in his speech how Egypt is working so hard to be the regional hub for energy. How you can analyze this? Of course, in referring to the green hydrogen and the great projects that we have on the zone of Suez Canal, the logistics zone of Suez Canal.
Of course, the renewable and the new energy, it's one of the most important issues in the table of the world everywhere, because of it's very important to save the new energy for the countries, because as we see there is very inflation rates in the prices of the energy, and also the new energy, renewable energy, is very important for the development and for the industries, which is a very important issue for all the countries, especially when the Egyptian state and the Saudi Arabian state discussed this point. It was very important issue.
Yeah, Dr. Magid, concerning the historic and very strong ties between Egypt and Saudi Arabia, of course, in investment and all the fields, the Saudi investments, Saudi Arabia is supposed to be the first Arabian investor in the Egyptian market. Also, the in Africa. First, can you please quickly elaborate the bilateral investments ties between Egypt and Saudi Arabia and the investments of Egypt and Saudi Arabia in Africa?
There is a very strong historical history between Egypt and Saudi Arabia from thousands of years. But now the Egyptian states and the Egyptian government is very keen to increase the investments between the two countries, and also the the benefits from this trade or in internal trade between the Saudi Arabia and Egypt will be on other hand to increase also the rate of growth in the rate of growth in all these countries as well.
Yeah. When we talk about investment, Dr. Magid, did we lose it? Dr. Magid, you still there? I believe we lost Dr. Magid. Dr. Magid Abdel Azim, Professor of Economics, many thanks for being with us, and of course talking about investment, about the maximizing the role of the private sector to create and to provide more jobs for all the citizens in Egypt and Saudi Arabia and everywhere. Of course, this is now the trending for all the governments worldwide. Also, the talk of how to secure the energy, in particular the green energies and the renewable and new energies, in the time being because of the climate change, of course, because the climate change topic is also on the top of all the global agendas. So when we talk, of course, about the bilateral, the economic and trade, Saudi Arabia and Egyptian ties, they are supposed to be not only historical, but so deep and so strong. And that's why when we really say that or mention that the Saudi Arabia investments in the Egyptian market is supposed to be the first investor, or Saudi Arabia is supposed to be the first investor in the Egyptian market. So this is the truth, with the more than 3,000 companies working and investment in the Egyptian market. So we still have more in our breakfast show for today. Stay tuned. We'll come back right after this.